One of the greatest attributes of your life is going to be how you control your mindset, how you can achieve happiness in any situation. And it's interesting because in our culture, we obsess about how we can get happy. We have cars that we think are going to make us happy. We have vacations that we think are going to make us happy. A lifestyle, a set of clothes, an image, an amount of likes, adoration, attention, relationships. I'm running out of breath here. But happiness is something that we inevitably get wrong. And if we only chase after those things, it's almost impossible for us to achieve it. Yet if we can have a good mindset, meaning the mental abilities, the mental habits to be able to achieve happiness, peace of mind, or whatever direction you want to go in any situation, then all of those things we can experience with happiness, which is really the goal. So how do we achieve happiness? How do we achieve a good mindset that's going to get us there? And that's what I want to talk about right now. So this is easier said than done, and it's going to prove to be one of the hardest things in your life, because literally what it means is that we have to be able to have whatever thrown at us. And yeah, sure, we'll get knocked off center, we'll get sent into sadness, we'll get sent sometimes into trauma, into anger, into rage, but how do we get back to that mindset? How do we get back to that mentality that allows us to have choice, freedom, and expression of ourselves? And this is really what the goal is. Now, the ways that we get here, or at least the ways that I teach to get here, there's so many different roads to happiness and a solid mindset, is number one going to be community. We have to be around like-minded people. That is very important. And think about this, who do we surround ourselves with? We surround ourselves a lot of times with superficiality, what looks good, what sounds good, what seems to have value in a culture that empowers narcissism and just these different outlets of expressing oneself. But rarely do we have outlets that are really checking us on our values, that are in the same experience with us, that have the same values and goals and histories and past than us. And this is very important, just not only to build trust, but to progress as a human being. Because the values that you have in yourself, the worth that you have with yourself, isn't expressed by a dollar amount, it's expressed by so many other things. Now, the second thing to a key mindset is daily habits. And we hear about this all the time. We hear about how to push ourselves. We hear about how to drive to the next level and so on. But what I think is much more important than that and fundamental to happiness and fundamental to growth from people isn't pushing yourself all the time, but finding an equilibrium place, a place of peace, a place where you can get centered, a place where you can find out who you are, get to know that, and tap into that on a daily basis. And if you can't do it daily, shoot for 5 days a week. This is stuff like meditation, this might be yoga, these are different practices, but you treat them in a sacred manner. You treat them in a way that is far, far beyond just you searching for a different way to challenge yourself, a different way to get attention, a different way to be brighter and shinier so you can validate the things that cover up the insecurities that you're feeling, which is how oftentimes so many people deal with the different problems and realities in their life. The third thing that when it comes down to mindset is have a practice that is bigger than yourself. And so this could also be something like meditation, but we need to take things to a bigger level. So not only do you need a habit that you treat with respect and that brings you back to center, but if you can believe in something else, and this doesn't have to be a religion, it just needs to be a power greater than yourself. That could be one human being talking to another. I mean, that was mine for years, is that I felt that one of the only things that could change me and evolve me as a person was a conversation with another human being that was real, heart to heart and face to face. And that did actually change my life dramatically in some very, very measurable ways. But that being said, if we can get ourselves to be involved with some sort of higher power or respect a higher power, whether that is through religion, spirituality, or something else that's just bigger than you, that you can have faith in, this is going to be one of the best ways for you to stabilize and get back to that equilibrium that's going to set you up for success. Now, there's a lot more to this, of course, and you can go on Austin Men's Development to find out more about how we do it and enter into a community of that. But what's most important is that you do this now, you activate it now. Find a good group of people. Pick up the phone, make a call to somebody that is in your support system. Make sure that thing's alive and well. Get in touch with a daily practice. If you don't have one, start it right now. Stop this video and go do something. And most importantly, something like a higher power is a lot easier to establish than you think. I know a lot of people turn away from that, but literally it is something that is so simple to do, and perhaps we'll make more content on that. That being said, guys, if you like this and this spoke to you, follow the links down below, get on our Rebuild Challenge, start living your life as you were born to be, because man, it wasn't born to be depressed. It wasn't born to be feeling less than. It wasn't born to be somebody that is afraid to live this life that you can find and achieve happiness in. So let's do that together. And you can dig that with a shovel. I can't believe you made me say that. HCH, talking to you, talking to you.